Right. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor be to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. Shalawam to the Lord, so for elect. What you just heard me say in the beginning is the true name of the Heavenly Father, His Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah is the Father's name. That means He is, He exists. Yahawashi is the Son's name. That means He saves, He delivers, He is salvation. And Kakadash means a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. Right. Now this lesson will be once again another in transit, just a continuation of a lesson I was just doing, but I had to dip out to do an order or whatever at the job. But going more into the underworld exposed. All right, and just jumping right back into it where we was at in Romans 1, and we was at 25. Who changed the truth of power into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Okay, so these individuals, once again, they worship these images, these graven images. Now, just because you carve an image out and you put it like, and we got so many images with, not a good example, but because I ain't got no, this ain't got no image on my shirt, but let me, okay. Got some water, right? And this S, right? That's like a carving out image, but we're not bowing down and worshiping that image. So you gotta have images everywhere. Nike, Jordan, these are images, right? You got Jake out here that think just because you wear Nike, because the image is going back to, I believe, Hamitic, it's like some Hamite god or whatever, that you're going off. You got Jake out there that's over righteous like that. That's crazy. No, man. Okay, we can wear these things. It is what it is. We in this captivity. We're not sovereign. We can't make our own clothes. Where we don't got factories to do all of that and do all this type of stuff. So it's talking about bowing down to these images. Solomon himself had images made of lions, okay, of all these type of animals, and when he had his temple made, he had images made around, plenty of images made out of gold. Was he bowing down and worshiping these things? No. Now he eventually committed idolatry and bowed down and worshiped these type of creatures that his concubines, his wives, eventually had, got him into worshiping, right? But that was later on, when he was in his right mind, moving correctly. He wasn't worshiping the lion or nothing. These was just things that was built up to be placed because he was remembering, that's being Yahawashi, how it was back in the garden. Right? His spirit was speaking out. We can have images of these type of things, but the fact is, once you begin to bow down and worship this type of stuff, how these individuals do it in the underworld, that's when you're going off. That's when you're messing up. There's nothing wrong with wearing Jordan, Nike, Adidas. Nothing wrong with wearing that stuff, even though the images may not be, according, all proper. Images may go back to these type of things. So you can't be over righteous in that sense. But these individuals, all right, back in the day, okay, they worshipped these type of things. So, and you have individuals out here that worship Jordan, they worship Nike, I gotta have all the Jordans, you've seen in the news many times of individuals losing their lives over a pair of Jordan shoes. They standing in the line 24 hours, I gotta get them, I gotta get this. That's obsession, and that's what the scripture is talking about. They changed the truth of power into a lie and worshiped and served to stand in a line for 24 hours, man, waiting on some new Jordans. Okay, that right there, you're serving, you're waiting, you're worshiping, you're putting all your might and your strength into that. It's just a foolish carnal possession. Who served the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause power gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Okay, so What is that? That's going back into Mo activity. These guys, a lot of these guys you see that want to make it and be at the top of these entertainment facilities and establishments, and corporations and record labels and movies. Who getting all the movies? Who's the actor that got the most movies? Samuel L. Jackson. Okay? You don't think he's in Mo activity? Most definitely. He's the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Samuel L. Jackson. He has done the most movies ever in history of Hollywood. Okay? He's and you don't think he's a Mo. He Mo definitely is, man. Right? You're not gonna be on that type of level and not be on that type of level. That's what we saying. You man, let's go get Gain the World. Cause he made that sacrifice, man. He made that sacrifice. He chose and he got his consolation on this side. This is Matthew 16:26. For what is a man profiteth if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? What is more valuable down here than your soul, bro? You working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. It's nothing down here that you should give up. And it's not even yours. You're trying to give away something that's not even yours. All this carnal stuff shall pass away. Let's get another one. And Peter. This is 2 Peter 3:10. And it says, a new heaven and earth. But the day of Yahawah will come as a thief in the night, in that which the day of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Right? Meaning the kingdom. The heavens that you see right now. The sky ain't gonna disappear, man. The earth ain't gonna disappear. But the kingdom, the world which we live in, 2 Esdras 6:9 tells you that. Okay? The world which we live in shall pass away, and Jacob shall rule afterwards. Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So this heaven, this kingdom that this YT man has had the pleasure of ruling, and he's having the unfortunateness of seeing it fall, and we love it, right? He's getting exposed, okay? He's seeing his heaven fall. That's him being cast down from heaven, him being shot down, man. All right, his rulership took away, power took away. His time is over. It's an appointed time for him to fall, and he knew it was coming. But the day of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. You made, let's say you got employee of the month 200 months in a row. Shit ain't gonna matter. Okay? It's done, it's over with. You got a 63 Impala, you souped it up, it got hydraulics, it's got spokes, white walls. It's done, it's burned up. Alright? You built the house from scratch. It's done, it's burnt up. Alright? So when you see these jakes talking about building Hebrew communities and let's establish, they trying to establish and bring the kingdom on this side. And that goes back into them worshiping the creature more than the creator. They're not trusting, and they don't know the Father's will. The Father's will is not for us to live in America. Who wants to live in America, man? All right? Hey, Shabbat Shalawam. Hey, Shalawam to my brother Tassad. And Ikandi. Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi Barak to both of you brothers. Right? It ain't nothing here, man. Okay? And I promise you this. Hey, me personally, been out this country for many years and coming back to this country and disliking this country, despising it. Because outside of America, it's far greater. It's far, the women actually look real, real hair. And what you're seeing is this whore is polluting the rest of the world. Where the women around the rest of the world, they're actually taking on ways of these Babylonians, thinking that this is the height of it. And that right there is sad. to see the fakeness spread. You know? Well, no. Be you. Alright? In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Fervent heat. Also, what? This place, man, these buildings, this stuff is going to be liquefied. Okay? Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. You can go look that up. Sodom and Gomorrah. Nothing grows there. Nothing will grow in America. Nothing. Only thing that will live here is desert creatures. Scorpions, owls, rats, snakes, you know, these type of things. And that's after it burns up. That's after the fire is burns out. Okay? So this place is done. But you want to live here. You want to be involved in the underworld to be given a heightened status. It's pointless. Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? You got to keep yourself grounded, keep yourself in the spirit, keep yourself in this truth, regardless what's coming at you, temptations. These individuals that we see that's in the highest position in Babylon are the weakest of our people. You are in the highest position. You know, you got the celebrity, you got the fame, you got the money, you got the glory, you got the status. You are in the highest position in a sense, in the eyes of foolish jakes, in the eyes of 2/3, because that's what they serve and that's what they worship. And you got it all. You got the money, which is an illusion. These rappers really don't be rich. Okay? They really be in debt. Okay? They really don't be like that. You know? But it's an illusion. So, with that being said, all that's going to pass away. All that's going to be exposed. You're going to be brought down low. We're going to see. And we must maintain integrity, morals, values. That's what. What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Keep that holy conversation, being kadash, being set apart, and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahawah, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Buildings are elements, you know? So they're going to melt with fervent heat. They're going to be liquefied. What a nuclear bomb does, a nuclear explosion, and I'm just talking about one. You know, we talking about 200 million that's going to hit. So if you know one missile carries 15. It varies on the type of missiles. You got the Satan II, you got the Moab, you got these different type of missiles, but I'm just saying a general consensus is one missile carries 15 warheads. So it comes, it splits, and boom, it hits like that. One missile, 15 warheads, you know? And then you got different types. You got bunker busters that drill into the ground and explode. So you got a bunker that's 2 miles under the ground. Okay, the missile is designed to drill into the ground and then explode 2 miles under the ground. And then you got airburst missiles. This place will be uninhabitable. Let's go to the mountains. No. When Yahawashi said flee to the mountains, that was talking about 70 AD. That meant go to Africa. That's where the mountains was. You know, now fleeing to no, it ain't gonna work. When the nukes come, no. What we gotta do? We gotta wait on chariots, man. That's the only way you getting up out of here. Brother got some precepts. Let me get them. All right. Hey, I had a 63. That's why I said it. Because that was me in the world. I had a 63. You know, sidebar, my uncle had gave it to me. And funny, he had got it from Cali. I was in North Carolina at the point in time. You know, I was a kid. I was like 12. He gave me a 63 Impala. You know, and I was trying to soup it up. But, like, something happened to it. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Exactly. So nothing here is worth cleaving unto. All these attachments. You got to detach from these attachments. You know, That goes down to you got to be ready to lose everything. That right there is it. You got to be ready to lose everything. These underworlds, these people that are Epstein selling status and all of that, they're attached to too much. They're attached. They're the carnalest people you would know. They cry when they don't get a reward. They cry when their album don't go platinum or some bullshit like that. These people are soft as hell. All right? They say they gangsters and all that. No, these are the softest of our people, man. They're the weakest of our people. Who's the strongest of our people? Us, the prophets, the men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You know, it's all about spiritual, mental. Another precept, brother God, Isaiah 24:20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And the earth is literally gonna rock to and fro, man. When you got ICBM missiles hitting on the west, and then you have ICBM missiles hitting on the east, because Russia will get hit, China will get hit. You know, America's gonna go out. They're gonna go down swinging, most definitely. So this place gonna rock to and fro. And Yahawah, we be a part of that Revelation 15 in that sea of glass looking down. Now, what's the purpose of everything is, to bring us into that everlasting body. And before the sentence, because that's the sentence. A sentence has to be lived out. Before a sentence is lived out, you have to have a case. We in the case right now. The evidence is being brought forth, and this place is being exposed. So now the jury, right, which in a sense is like the people, but really, Yahawah is going to make that ultimate decision. He's the judge. But the jury, the people, they can see that the defendant, Esau Edom, the devil, is guilty. So this is why these underworlds are being exposed. And even he's guilty. He's on the stand and he's guilty, but he's still lying. As it says, they won't repent. You've been caught red-handed. You about to get your sentence, and you still won't repent, man. Revelation 16:19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before power to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Ezekiel 9:4. And Yahawah said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark, a thawah, upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done and that midst thereof. And that's what we doing. Exposing, crying out. It ain't talking about crying like, nah. We crying out just by hating this place, rebuking this place, doing the lessons, doing the epistles, hitting the highways and byways. We crying out. These people can't say that the prophets didn't cry out. They can't say that they was not warned. They heard the cry. You didn't heed the cry. Why is these individuals crying constantly, every day, weekly, right? You see them on the corners, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, weekly, mid camp, Thursday, Wednesday, brothers go out whenever. So you know that they there. The movement is felt, even though they shadow ban it and they block it, it's felt. Because the underworld is exposed. This truth is exposed. Right? Going back furthermore, something that was in my mind, Epstein, all his island and all of that, the surveillance and the cameras that he had on deck, it traced back to Israeli intelligence. Okay? So the small hats had a link and they had a tie into everything that was going on. All right, this dude, as I said in the last lesson, he was tied to the CIA and the FBI. But also, I meant to say, he's tied to the small hats, most definitely. He was in bed with them, definitely. So this dude was just, he's that information guy. I just watched the show, good show, Night Agent, on Netflix, okay? And season 2, season 3 they got this information guy. He really comes at the end of season 2. In season 3, you really heavily get into him. And his name is Jacob. Jacob, I forgot his last name, but it don't really matter. But he was the information guy that had information on everybody. So in the show, I'm like, oh, this Epstein. This Epstein. And in the show, all right, he gets took out. You know, it's a good watch. Sorry if I spoiled it, but he gets took out. Okay? Because the president, what happened is he has something on the president and he's trying to blackmail the president basically. And the president sends somebody to take him out and to take anybody else that was involved. So they show you what happens through these TVs, man. They should fall over their tongue. Psalm 64. Right? So this dude represented Epstein and it represented what happened. You know? So going back, let's go back to 2 Peter 3 and 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. We look for a new kingdom. We look for that everlasting body. We look for a new society where the righteous rule and the people rejoice, because that's not taking place right now. You know, I'm looking around. I'm over here at this medical office. I just did a delivery, and I deliver, like, it seems like to only medical offices. And I see, you know, elderly people, down bad, man. You know, and offices be filled up with people just getting treated. They're getting treated. It's like they waiting to die, to be honest, because they're not getting cured. It's not really no life or health being in these medical offices. These people don't care, you know. So that's what we're seeing. People are mourning, man. When they try to put you on a certain type of prescription, they putting you on that shit to limit your life and to take you out in a certain matter of years. That's what that medicine is doing. It's a spell. It's witchcraft. All right, because we know pharmacy goes back to pharmakia, and it's witchcraft, and you can look into that. Okay, ain't no cures. It's only treatments, right? Because what does treatments do? It makes money. You have to continuously pay. Your insurance is continually paying them. All right, this is how the devil works. You know, my brother got precepts. Oh nah. Blackmail is the Amalek way. Yep, yeah, Khan. Babylon heard Pt.2. Khan. That beat that, yeah. Khan. So yeah, blackmail. All right, that's what Epstein was doing. Okay, he sold status. He got these people involved in what their desires of the flesh, and then he was like, okay, yeah, you gotta do something for me now. I ain't gotta do nothing for you. Actually, you do, because I got you on tape messing with a 12-year-old. What you want to do? Okay, boom. That's how it go. And that's what they showed on that show. All right, Night Watch, season 3. This dude, Jacob, had all this information on presidents, politicians, okay, whoever it be. He had a laptop with millions of files. And it's funny, this season just came out last month, and then them files just get released. He saw, that's why, and we saw them go back and forth with the files for years. Hey, we're going to release the files. We're going to release the files. They finally, they do it. It's all appointed. It's all set up. It's a script. And it's funny that Night Watch season 3 would come out with the same narrative. And then another good show to watch is Cross. My boy, man, he's a good actor. It's on Amazon Prime. Season 2 is about to wrap up. But that's another one that kind of goes and ties into espionage and all of that type of stuff. And Esau is just showing you what they be doing, man. But hey, they show you in these shows constantly. All right, so let's go back over to Romans and let's begin to wrap it up. This is Romans 1. Wait a second, man. My phone tripping. All right. I'm going to just go there like this. Also, man, these weak-ass phones, man. This technology, bro. In the kingdom, it ain't going to be no disconnections, none of that. We ain't going to be messing with Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is harmful to you don't let me get on a rant, but Wi-Fi is terrible for you, especially with this 6G coming in. You know, that's why I sometimes go to sleep. I unplug the Wi-Fi, right? Right? But it is what it is. We pray, we fast. You know what I'm saying? Because these phones ultimately is hazardous to us regardless. But hey, one thing you don't do is don't sleep beside your phone. You know, all right? Do your best to, don't sleep beside your phone, and don't keep your phone in your pocket all damn day or whatever, because that radiation is just messing you up. You got to do what you can to fight against this wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? So hey, back to Romans 1. And let's read 26 again. For this cause power gave them up unto vile affections, wicked affections, things that you wouldn't think of doing, disgusting things, right? Like like yo. For even their women did change the natural use until that which is against nature. Another show I've been watching is Spartacus. What they show you in Spartacus is those Romans was nasty as fuck, right? Nothing has changed. Nothing new under the sun. They're nasty. All right. You got these Romans. There, you had this one Roman dude. He's a politician. He's a praetor. He rules over a city. You know, he got the military under him and all of this. He'll come forth. He'll be like, "Let me get with one of your male slaves," basically. All right. They come and have these freaky deaky parties. They have freak offs in the show. Okay. I'm talking about old Spartacus. I ain't watched Spartacus House of Asher. I'm going to watch that after I finish, because I'm rewatching the old Spartacus in the truth now, you know. But they're exposing how it used to be in the Roman Empire, where they was bringing all these people from all these different nations, and the gladiators is Jake. Point blank, period. They Jake. You know, majority of them is Jake. Okay, Spartacus was a Jake. All right, the main boy Crixus is a Gaul. He's a Jake. And then you got these two Germans. They Jakes as well, because Jake was in Germany. Jake was in Russia. Jake was all over that region. You know, and so the main gladiators is Jakes. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, this is, nothing new under the sun, because they did the same thing in slavery. You got this politician messing with a male slave. They did the same thing, butt breaking. That's the same thing they did. You had to bend over, and that's the same thing they did, man. You got this one dude on the show. He had his wife got took from him and got passed around. It's the same thing that happened in slavery. It's nothing new under the sun by these damn Edomites, right? So these vile affections, these wicked parties, these freak-offs, these are Greek, Roman customs, but it goes back to the Canaanites. All right? That was that cursed seed from the beginning. You know? Verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one towards another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. So tying it all together, going back to the Canaanites, they practice these same practices. You can look this up, look into it, where it said, their priests would mess with little boys, sacrifice babies upon the altar of Moloch. They would build an altar, and they would have in it where you could place the baby in there, and they would light it with coals and light it on fire, and you would hear the baby scream until the baby burns alive. Okay, this same practice is done with Santa Claus, where you have your kid go sit on the lap. It's the same type of God, brought back. Okay, so furthermore, all you gotta do is look into the origins of these holidays, and the underworld is exposed. You're seeing these type of things. Now you take that back, and that jumps straight into Catholicism. That jumps straight into these priests messing with little boys. It's the same thing, And then these Greeks and these Romans, they love to mess with one another. The Feast of Bacchus, okay? The Feast of Saturnalia, okay? This is your Christmas. This is your Valentine's Day. These These are your festivals. All right, these folly days. So that's all it is. These are all ancient Roman, Greek, Canaanite customs that these freak-offs practice. That's all it is, man. You know. Let's read 27 again. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman. They don't want to mess with the woman no more. You a rapper. You an actor. You an actress. You could you could go around here and get any old little girl, they running after you. But you want to go and mess with. Why everybody want to fuck with Kim Kardashian? Why everybody want to mess with J-Lo? You know how many niggas done mess with J-Lo? Why everybody want to mess with Ariana Grande? Why is everybody messing with the same bitch? Alright, it's Salakia, but for real though, you got all this money, but all you want to do is mess with a chick that another dude done mess with. You know? Shoot, at least get something exotic. Go to the islands or something. That's crazy. It's showing you though that these marriages, these relationships are orchestrated. And they show you this in what? Hunger Games. Where she had to be with dude and they wasn't really liking it. Like he liked her, but she didn't like him. It was orchestrated for the eye of the people. You have to be with this person because you won the game, so now you got to be with him and we got to parade you around. And it was a facade the whole time. So they showing it to you in these movies. Okay? Hey, Martin Luther King and Coretta was messing with a damn small hat. All right, she was getting popped. And Martin Luther King was as well. He was a Mo. So he was getting popped. All right? But they come together to promote that black love, to promote that pastor relationship. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't real. It's the same thing, but you got to come together for the cameras. But he was Romans 1 and 27. And likewise, also, the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lusts one towards another, men with men. And the FBI had tapes of him messing with women and men. Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was met. And even as they did not like to retain power in their knowledge, power gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Your habitat, you no longer have a habitation of life. You have a habitation of death. Therefore, your habits is gonna be like that. It's an addiction to these underworld people. It's like, yo, when I'm gonna mess with my next kid, when I'm gonna get some adrenochrome, it's an addiction to them at that point. The status which they seeked out so diligently, you know, they're addicted to it now. When is the next freak off? When is Diddy throwing another party? I want to go back to the island. This is what they own. This is what they own, man. All right? These people are not regular, man. You know, brother got some precepts. Night Watch season 3, yeah. And the whole show, Night Watch, is fire. It exposes a lot of shit Esau be doing on an espionage tip. Right? How they got these sleeper cells. It's sleeper cells on both sides. You know, you got U.S. sleeper cell agents on both sides. You got I watched the whole James Bond series like last year, and I done did lessons on that, but he took the chip. Okay, it was tracking him everywhere. He took it out of his arm in the second movie, and he took the chip again in the 5th movie. And they was trying to create this biological weapon where if you just touch somebody, they'll get sick based upon their DNA. It's a whole lot of gems in James Bond. You know, the new one, with the Daniel Craig, right? Fire, you know, whole lot of gems. They put gems in there, okay? But in that movie, they had all these sleeper cells, on different sides. They had these sleeper cells in every nation. And then in one of the movies, I think it was the 3rd one or the 4th one, okay, you had this ex-agent, and he had hacked into their files, and he found all the information on sleeper cells, and he exposed it, and then those sleeper cells started getting took out. So They just showing you, and this is real. This is what they got out there. They got. Why would you not have espionage in people? They got MI6. They have CIA. They have operations. They're moving in these different nations. How did they topple the Venezuelan government? It came out that they had a man, an inside man, following Maduro the whole time. So you don't think they got an inside? How did they know where Kamani was going to be and his whole family? And they took them out that easy. They got sleeper cells there. All right, if you are a country and you waging war with another country, just how Iran, they would have sleeper cells. This is a part of warfare, espionage. You have, this is what I wanted to be in the military, but I ain't passed the test. I was like 4 points away. I was mad as fuck. I should have just took it again. But I wanted to be an IS, an intelligence specialist. All right, but also I wouldn't want to do that shit because you had to be on subs for some of that, you know. But you be tracking and you know, keeping track of. You have to have top secret clearance and all of that, you know, to just track information, intelligence. So intelligence is like data tracking is one of the first parts of the war, espionage. What did Moses send? He sent the men to spy out. You got to spy out your enemy first, right? So keeping it going. Yeah, just speaking on Night Watch, it just shows you how they got these dudes involved. The brother said Spartacus was showing Roman debauchery. Yeah, Khan, in a real manner. That stuff was really taking place. These freak offs and all of that, you know, and individuals just being passed around, butt breaking, all of that. You know, Spartacus is an example of that. And how Rome was, they had their time. And this is the same thing because they're doing the same exact thing in this kingdom where they back. Okay, they suffered that deadly wound, but they are back and they're doing the same exact thing. You know, so it's if you can't see that this is Rome 2.0, you ain't trying to see it. Deuteronomy 22:5, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto Yahawah. My power, thy power, Khan, exactly. So, but why is Medea making millions of dollars? Why does the black church love Medea? Because y'all ain't right. They ain't right. And they don't actually read the scriptures. How you so-called believing God, say that, right? But you don't read his word. What this dude is doing is blasphemy. It's off. I don't watch that shit, but the last movie I watched, it was like, dang, what was it? I don't know, but in the movie though, they knew the dude was a Mo, and they was basically like, baby, it's okay, we accept you how you are. I was like, what? Hold up, what? No. So this is the vibration and the frequency that Tyler Perry pushes out. He's a provocateur agent on that level. He's a director provocateur agent. He's directed to direct wickedness and push it out in the community. And that's what his purpose has been ever since the beginning, you know, to go forth and push a Mo atmosphere, to make it okay to cross-dress. And that, the why, because that ties into Romans 1. And let's keep it going. 29. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whispers, backbiters, haters of power, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. You look into, on the flip side, you look into woman on woman. The divorce rate is heavy. You bitches don't stay together. All right? Yeah. You got 2 periods in the same house at one time. Okay? The divorce rate, I believe, is up in the 90 percentile. So it's showing you it's not divine. It's not the correct way things should be, according to Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 11:3. All right, women with women. No, that is never meant to be. How you gonna reproduce? How you gonna be fruitful and multiply? Verse 31. Without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of power, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So let's say you not one of those that's involved in the parties. Like, okay, and we know this nigga lying, Denzel. Okay, you said, yeah, I was at the parties, but I didn't stay late. You a damn lie. But you know what was going on. So what does it say? Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. You're around these individuals, associating with these individuals, you know, and it's you letting it be. You're not caring. You're just as guilty as them. Let's say you get pulled over, car stolen, and you in the passenger seat, and you didn't know. Y'all still going to jail. It don't matter. You was with them. Yeah, you got to know who you dealing with. This is why the scriptures state, don't fellowship. Let's get that. All right, and I'm about done, man. I got to slide again. All right, 2 Corinthians 6:14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness? When the Mr. Pegasus shit was going on, I watched a little bit of that. I guess his ex or his wife or some shit. I don't know, but brothers were sharing it. I think it's his ex-wife or whatever. But she was talking about him, exposing him and saying all this shit. And this dude was hanging around prostitutes, strippers, everybody but anybody that's in the truth. Okay, he was just hanging around all these debauchery type of people. And that right there, you don't think all these demons that's on them is gonna jump on you? That's why you can't, bro. You gotta tighten your circle. You can't be around all that type of stuff, man. Because I'm strong, man. No, it's gonna affect you in some type of way. You gotta, hey, I don't even know what my old friends doing. I told them about this truth. They ain't trying to get it. Hey, man, be cool out there. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you'll get it one day. All right. I ain't one of those. Like, it is what it is. And it's just, hey, be it's possible to live peaceably with all men, most definitely. But I ain't going around if y'all smoking, y'all doing all this bullshit. What's the conversation like? Even in the world. When I was in Japan, I came home and just being in a different mindset and hearing old friends talk, they still talking about the same shit. I'm like, yo, y'all, we still in high school? We still in high school? Like, yo, y'all ain't talking about nothing. We ain't doing nothing. Y'all trying to do the same old shit. So it's like, nah, at that point, I knew, I ain't know the scriptures, but I knew, yeah, I can't be around this shit no more. These niggas ain't elevated. They ain't changed. They ain't opened their mind at all. They still on the same shit. So change, they be like, you change. Okay, good. Shit, shouldn't we change? Shouldn't we get better? You want to be the same person you was back in the day? That's no progression, man. You got to reform. All right, let me check the comment board and I'm going to get up out of here. The brother said, that's the spirit. I was Googling possible sleeper cell scenarios that could play out. Yeah, and Trump talking about, I saw him put out that they got information. Iran was communicating with somebody and that they it's an attack, imminent attack that's going to happen soon. It could be real or it could be a false flag. I don't like saying it too much because I think they'll hit the page, but it's something coming, man. We understand that, right? Knowledge is information, which can be powerful. Wisdom is knowledge applied, So, and wisdom is what? Fearing Yahawashi. So once you fear Yahawashi, well, he gonna start showing you things. I was just up late last night on YouTube, and he showed me something, and I gotta do a lesson on it later on. But it's just the studying, the reading, the growing. He gonna have you stumble upon something, and you already gonna know what to do with it. Like going to it, you already know what to do with it. He gonna show you. He's gonna reveal things unto his servants, man. last comment. Yea, those taking pleasure with the world are complicit, and hand joining hand with the wicked, and do agree to it, they'll suffer the same judgment. Jeremiah 14:13, right, states that, right, going downward, yeah, you joining hand in hand with these false prophets, you're gonna receive a similar reward. So it's like it goes down to what team you playing on. You can't be lukewarm. You can't say I'm on both teams. No, bro, this the playoffs, man. This the finals, man. Okay, you either with this team or you with that team, and you got to play 100%, give your all. I don't care if you was cool with the dude on the other team. Okay, that's the thing with the damn NBA. They soft now. It ain't used to be all that buddy shit. It used to be when they came, bad boy Pistons, when they came at Jordan, they was trying to fuck Jordan up. It ain't we going to the club after this. No, now you got Curry and LeBron is cool. You got all these dudes. Hey, where is it at, man? It's because it's a script. It's all a script. And you can see that also in Spartacus, where they'd be like, "Oh, just make it a nice competition. Don't hurt them. Have blood be spilt a little bit, but don't damage him, because we need this gladiator. You're our man, but we need him. Heighten his name, etc., etc." And those are what? Those gladiators are now your modern day NBA players, NFL players, boxers, UFC, all of that. That's the gladiators today. That's all it is. So it was a script back then. It's a script now. It was Rome back then. It's Rome now. That script, the same script, right? This who's supposed to win the finals this year. This who's supposed to win the Super Bowl. This who's supposed to win the what they got in baseball. I don't know. World Series. Hey, the water Yahawashi Yasharahla. But this who's supposed to win the World Series. This who's supposed to win blah blah blah. All right, it's all planned out. And that's right there, even though it may not seem devious and all that, but it is. That's the underworld too. Because it's money and it's worship. It's a lot of worship. Our people worship these sports. These sports individuals. They worship these people, man. All right? So, hey, man, with that being said, pray this was edifying. To the best of my ability, man. Hey, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us this truth. And Shalawam, Ahtham, bro, for all the precepts and input, man. All right. Stay on fire, man. Good to see you out there, man. Every Thursday, I see you out there. All right. Hey, man. Hey, I'll be on the comment board, when I got time. Trying to throw precepts up, so hey, look at the comment board sometimes. I'll be on there, Hey, Shalawam, as always, call me Yasharahla, and a Bible ball to his wicked kingdom. May Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday. Let's get up on out of here, man. Shalawam.